Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Autobot Blaster and Autobot Rewind from the Transformers Shattered Glass line from Hasbro. Packaging here looks great. I love the color scheme, pretty much standard for Shattered Glass, but you have the black and the pink and the purple. I think that all looks really good. Nice close-up of Blaster here. Subsequent pictures of him on both sides of the packaging as well. Shattered Glass logo there on the top. Not really anything going on the bottom. Spinning it around to the back, you have the robot mode and tape deck, boombox, whatever you want to call that for Blaster. And then you have Rewind down here. Now, it is interesting. Legacy Blaster came with Eject, and now Shattered Glass is coming with Rewind. So you kind of have both, but not really. You have an interesting repaint of Rewind, which looks evil. So not really the same thing. But in any case, he looks great. I'm really excited. Honestly, at this point, I'm just happy the window actually shows the robot mode, as opposed to the last Shattered Glass review I did for Ultra Magnus, where he was like down here and there's just a lot of open space. They actually lined up the cutout on the box on this one, and it looks pretty good. So without further ado, I'm going to get him out of the box and we're going to take a closer look. So here is Shattered Glass Blaster out of the packaging, and he looks pretty great. I mean, this is easily the best Blaster mold they've ever done. When the original Blaster came out at the end of Kingdom / beginning of Legacy, I absolutely loved it. This repaint is pretty great. I'm also still hoping they do it again as twin cast, so we can get a proper Rewind in the correct color scheme. I feel like that would be a great opportunity to release him. Ultimately, I do like the color palette here, but I am starting to get a little tired of just all of the Shattered Glass Autobots being black and gray. I get it to a point, you know, a sense of uniformity. They're evil, so they, you know, draw from a darker color palette. I get it. But I mean, Optimus was that great purple. Ratchet had that kind of white and crazy teal like we've got a little bit of here. Absolutely love this. This is a nice pop of color here, especially with the purple Autobot symbol. I absolutely love that. And I mean, the gray is a little boring. You have a lot of gray and black, but it works. I mean, at least you do have that pop of color there. I love the red eyes. I think that looks really, really good. But I think the black paint for the face was a mistake because all the details just get washed out. You just really can't see anything. And I do kind of wish that they had a lighter color there for the face, just so you could really see the details and everything. I mean, honestly, you could kind of put a hood over his head and it would really just be the red eyes, you know, in a sea of darkness, which actually could be kind of cool. All right, maybe I'm rethinking this. But in any case, it's a great toy. It's exactly the same as Legacy Blaster. You have some articulation here for the head on the ball joint. You can go side to side. You can tilt a little bit up and down, not a ton. You can even rock a little bit side to side. You have a swivel here at the shoulder, as well as a hinge that goes all the way out. 90 degrees, pretty good there. Bicep swivel, maybe a little over 90 degrees in the elbow. You don't have any wrist swivel because of how it transforms. I do kind of wish that. I feel like this piece is big enough that you could have maybe had this rotate, even though the whole thing swivels out. Not a big deal, not a deal breaker by any means. You do have a waist swivel here. You do have this kind of back skirt that you can lift up a little bit if you want, so that you can kind of kick all the way forward, kick all the way back, all the way out to the side. Really nice range of motion there in the hip. Thigh swivel, 90 degrees there in the knee, and then of course we do have ankle tilt. It's a really great mold. Honestly, articulation's pretty fantastic. He comes with this gun, which is really nice. You can store it on the back if you would like. You have all of these spots here. Kind of a cool look like that. Literally any, I mean, you could peg this on the side if you wanted. You have a lot of options. Anywhere that you see a peg spot, even here down on the side. Of course, he does have the telltale finger for hitting the button here so that he can eject his tapes. I feel like I can almost get this. In any case, you can definitely make it look like he's going to do it. But you hit the button here, and of course, we have Rewind. I'll come back to him a little bit more in a moment. We'll stick with Blaster here. But yeah, it's great. It really does look good. Like I said, my really only complaint is I wish the face wasn't painted black because it loses the details. But other than that, he looks good. Just to do a quick comparison, here is regular Blaster. So you can see it's really exactly the same mold, just painted differently. But there's just something about this color scheme that just works so well. This one works pretty well, but this one's just kind of perfect. But they are the same mold. I don't know why I have much more difficulty getting this one to stand. I don't really know why. There we go. Alright, so let's go ahead. We will do the transformation for him. Alright, so I'm going to roll through the transformation fairly quickly because if you've seen Legacy Blaster at all, it transforms exactly the same way. But we're going to start by rotating the biceps 180 degrees, and then we're going to flip this around at the same time, flipping the fist to the outside of the forearm, and then just lining that up like so. So we're going to do the same thing over here. Spin this around, begin to flip this around, flip the fist to the outside, straighten that up like that. Come around to the back, open this panel up, rotate the head inside, and then close that back up. Then we're going to rotate the waist 180 degrees, like so. We're going to lift this panel up for the time being. We are going to turn at the thigh swivel 90 degrees. This little panel here is going to flip out, and then there's another little panel from the back that will flip up like that. If you have the ankles tilted at all, make sure they're pushed all the way back in, and flip the toe up. Now this piece here on the side, they always tell you to push this in and rotate that 180 degrees. I don't know that that really does anything. I don't think it matters. If you want to leave it, I think you can. Now inside here, there's a tab slot. This tab right here is going to go into that. And for whatever reason, I sometimes have difficulty getting this to line up. But once you do, then this will come and clip right over there like that. And you can, actually goes in pretty nicely. So once you have it lined up, it all aligns and clicks into place very simply. So showing that again, this is going to flip around like that. We're going to rotate this. This is going to come up and peg into there. I think that's, now see, sometimes I just can't get this to line up right. All right, that's in. Then this will come up. This will clear and click into place. And then there are two tabs right here and here that will go into these two obvious tab slots right there. So bring that in and peg that all together. And then I forgot to put that toe in. And as you can see, I completely forgot to spin that one around. I don't think you can do it now because once it's closed up, there's no room for it to spin. But as you can see, it doesn't really do anything or change anything. So if you don't want to spin them, you do not have to. Coming around to the back here, these are going to flip up. And then they will spin towards the center here. And then they will clip into each other. And there we go. We have Shattered Glass Blaster in his boombox mode. I will say in this mode, they really went all out on the detail. You can see all the little buttons and knobs. Fully painted, this kind of nice gunmetal gray, which does pop against the otherwise light gray. So that works. I mean, that definitely works. They really paid some nice attention to detail there. Spinning it around to the back. I mean, there's a lot of molded in detail, but nothing really painted here on the back. If you have the gun, you can go ahead. There's a little slot on the side of the handle, and that will peg into this little spot right here. So you can store the gun there on the back if you would like. Hit that again to open it up. So we'll go ahead and put Rewind back inside. But yeah, he looks great. I think they really did a nice job highlighting all of that detail for this mode. And then just to do another comparison, here is Blaster. Let me zoom out a bit here. And they did the same thing over here. They really highlighted all the detail here with the black. But I think this one really needed it because the light gray was a little bland, but by highlighting all that detail, it really popped. And I feel like over here, though, the dark blue and the black are so similar. They just kind of blend together into one color for me. I feel like I would have liked, everywhere there's dark blue, I would have liked more teal. Because I feel like that's what these color schemes need. Yes, a lot of dark colors, but then you need that one bright color to pop. So I think if we would have had just like this, and maybe this little speaker here be the same teal, I think that really could have worked. Now I understand that means you'd probably have a lot more teal in the robot mode because you'd have to do the thighs and the fists and the gun in the same teal and that might be too much. I understand I don't need a ton of that teal, or maybe just the purple of the Autobot symbol or something. I just think that the black and the navy blue are too close together, that they just kind of drowned out into one color. But I do absolutely love this mold. I love this mode for Blaster. They did such a good job. Transformation's fun, fairly simplistic, and just really, really works. Alright, well, there's only one last thing to do. We got to take a look at Rewind. So let's hit the button and eject Rewind. Eject Rewind. See what I did there? Okay, so here we go. He looks pretty good. Some nice silver paint here. They went to the trouble of actually painting the hands white, which I do kind of appreciate, because otherwise it just would have been a ton of translucent red. But transformation is the exact same as eject. We're going to just hinge down the legs, and then we're going to rotate them 90 degrees. So these will flip down and then rotate around. And then for the hands, we're just going to kind of pull them away, rotate them down, and then rotate them again. So this part can be a little tricky, the way that the head folds in there. It can be kind of difficult to get something in there to get the head back. Sometimes I like to try to roll the ball joint right here and hope that you can have it pop out just enough to get a hold of it, and then you spin that around 180 degrees. So he looks pretty good. Head sculpt, very nice. There's that teal again. I feel like they overpainted. I can't tell if that's, like, obviously the mouth is supposed to be teal. I'm assuming the rest is teal as well, but I feel like they kind of painted a little bit over the eyes. They are red, but it looks like there should be more to them. A little sloppy there on the paint, but nice silver here on the chest. I really do like having the hands painted white. I think that's a nice pop of color. The translucent red plastic looks pretty good. And I know they molded little feet in there, but I do kind of wish that there was something that swung out and gave him actual toes. So the head's on a ball joint, as you saw. You can obviously go all the way back. You can spin side to side. You have a hinge here in the shoulder. You have a hinge here on the inside of the shoulder. You have a ball joint at the elbow. Nothing in the waist, but you have a hinge forward, back, out to the side, and then you have a ball joint in the knee. So he's got a ton of articulation for a figure this tiny. And then let's bring in eject. I think eject looks great. I do kind of wish the hands were painted like a gray, or I probably would want a gray. I wish they were kind of gray, because I feel like the original toy had gray hands. And I love the gold on the chest. I love the paint of the head, and I like having all of the blue. But I feel like the hands should also be gray, and I feel like they fixed that here by giving him these white hands. And it's nice to just have them be a different color. Like, all of the translucent red pops a little bit more having the hands be a different color. Whereas over here with eject, it starts to become too much of the translucent blue. So I kind of wish that they would do something with these. I mean, I guess I could pop these off and paint them myself. It wouldn't be that difficult, but otherwise, I think this guy's perfect. I love the head. I love the gold. I love the blue. Because the original toy had gray hands, and they've kind of replicated that here. So, hey, look, you got rewind, you got eject. They're friends, right? Eh, probably not. But it is nice to have two of these guys. I'm hoping we get an actual rewind done in black, more closely resembling this guy, with maybe twin cast that might be coming later on. I'm pretty sure we did see a listing at some point for twin cast, so that should be happening. And I feel like that would be the perfect place to give us the normal rewind. Now, if they want to do, you know, some kind of bonus pack and give us Steeljaw and Ramhorn, I'm all for that as well. However many of these little guys they want to give us, because I've been having a lot of fun with these guys. Also, I'm thinking, because they're starting to do cassettes now in the Studio Series line, we saw Rumble, we know Frenzy's coming. Start giving us more there. Give us Ramhorn and Steeljaw over there, maybe. Give us normal rewind with Twincast, and then do the others in the Studio Series line. That'd be a lot of fun. So we'll have to wait and see, but both of these guys look really good. So I think these two are a lot of fun. I mean, this new blaster mold I think is easily the best one they've ever done, and it's fun just to get this in another color scheme here. I like adding to my ranks of evil Autobots for Shattered Glass. For the most part, like I said, I do like the color palette. I absolutely love the teal here on the chest, especially with that purple Autobot symbol. I think the gray's fine. I do wish that the face wasn't painted black because you lose all the detail, but the red eyes really do look good. Rewind, I think, also looks good. It's a fun color scheme there with the translucent red. I do like having the arms painted white. I think that's something that was a little lacking on Eject from the initial release. Just a little bit too much of the translucent plastic on him, but they did fix that here, and I think it really works. Again, transformation's amazing. Really fun going back and forth. I don't really have too much to complain about this guy. Everything is just kind of like little color choices that I nitpick, but it's a great toy. It's really, really fantastic mold. The transformation back and forth is great. Very intuitive, really not too frustrating. The cassettes, they continue to really do a great job. Opening and closing the door for the cassettes is very simple. Hopefully that spring will keep, but so far no problems. And yeah, the tape deck, boombox mode, whatever you want to call it, looks amazing. It's just a really great toy. If you don't have the Legacy one and you're looking for some version of this mold, go ahead and grab this one. Even if you have the Legacy one, it's a good repaint of a really fantastic mold. So, and give me more cassettes. Honestly, I love getting more cassettes. They're doing a great job with them. But yeah, really not too much to complain about. I like this one a lot. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.